Okay, so there's definitely some mess going on at the Breakfast Club. I'm about to break down what's going on with Jess Hilarious, the comedian who is famous on Instagram, and then also Lauren LaRosa, who is a former news producer on TMZ, Charlamagne the Guy, and DJ Envy. So let's get into it. Jess is definitely bringing a mess. Jessica Moore confronted her Breakfast Club co-host DJ Envy and Charlamagne the Guy and Lauren LaRosa on air about how she felt blindsided by certain changes at the station after she returned from maternity leave. According to Jessica, she says when she came back, it was weird. The former Wild and Out comedian says she initially wasn't too fond of LaRosa, who stepped in for more when she was out on maternity leave last year and has still been at the job after she returned. Jessica said on the show, we had a whole plan. She actually picked LaRosa to fill in for her. And then when she came back, it's like she wasn't going anywhere. And let me give you some of this in Kamara's terms. Number one, when she picked LaRosa, I guess she thought that, oh, she was up and coming and she wasn't going to, I guess, make a lot of noise and get a lot of attention on social media. But that young lady has a journalism background. She was with TMZ for about 9 years and she has been transitioning on YouTube, even doing production. So she has a really strong skill set when it comes to writing and public speaking because she used to do a lot of on-air work. A lot of people, on social media in the comments, because I was looking at it on the Shade Room, they were saying that there's a difference between a social media personality, and it's no knock because I love them too, and then a journalist who has been doing this, the reporting, the articulation, and some fans, according to this Yahoo Entertainment article, they found that Jessica wasn't funny in some of the things that she was saying. She had made, prior remarks to her even being on the show about Chadwick Boseman, before he got ill and people didn't know he had cancer. And then she made a joke about the little boy that President Trump had said, he was a like a law enforcement officer. And people were like, hey, that just wasn't funny. We didn't find that funny. So a lot of people think that she is good for social media. But when it came to balancing out DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God, they were like, I don't think that was a good fit. But anyway, when it came to the Breakfast Club this morning, they got into it. I'm gonna do the YouTube thing. I definitely want you to like, share, and comment, but we're gonna take a look at this.
What to say to you because I was so thrown off by parts of that live yesterday. I'm like, bro, we be talking at least enough. Like, we don't gotta be out of here. But I feel like I've always said to you off air, whenever things have happened, we've had conversations about a lot of different things. Let's talk. Call me. What's up? What's the issue? What's going on?
The issue is the whole narrative. Like, I understand.
Now we have to pause for a second because she went on Instagram Live and she basically talked about how she felt blindsided. And again, the Breakfast Club is still her employer. So there were a lot of fans, of course, who listened to the show. They were confused. They were like, wait a minute. This is technically still your boss. You're speaking out against them. And this decision had nothing to do with Lauren. You're taking this out on Lauren because she was getting the attention from viewers, but that has nothing to do with her. So you don't need to be disrespecting her on air.
After comments and after people and all that. But it's not all about them. It's how I'm feeling too. What if I'm feeling the same way the people feel? You know what I'm saying? So what? Because niggas online feel a certain way. I feel the same way they feel about it.
Call me and curse me out. Call in me and
done
curse them
that.
out. Yes, you do.
Yes, like
Okay.
I've done.
And I also want to provide some context because a lot of people online are saying, Jessica is not being professional. But I do want to point this out. Because she just had a baby, her hormones can be fluctuating. And a lot of people put in the comments postpartum. So that can be definitely a factor. If somebody just pushed out a baby and then they come back and then they spot is stolen and basically they have to train a understudy, you could feel some type of way. But at the same time, people are like, listen, you still have to remain professional and you cannot just spaz out on social media.
Done that. You
but
know
I
what I
think
mean?
there's a bigger issue sometimes too, because I feel like, all right, you'll call him, you'll cuss him out. We might talk about different situations, but I think a lot of times if there's an issue for real, and then it don't be no movement in here, it's like there's an issue outside and then there's no movement in here, and then we just all in here like he ha. Like, you're doing a lot of it right now. You're laughing and joking, but for real, you know that she's up here crying. Nothing about that is funny. Like, there's real issues and real problems, and we don't really get to the gist of it.
Ever.
I want the record to show I see Jess cry a lot. So
It doesn't matter if you see her
What?
cry
So
1,000
always
times.
joke,
He's
man?
talking about
you know
see
what?
me
I'm not even
cry
talking to
lots.
y'all. I'm not talking to y'all. See, because when I try to be serious and talk, you see what I'm saying? You see how they do me? I'm a mind my
What I'm
business.
saying is that I think at this moment, because this is East Side High, West Side, whatever high we gonna be, we here and we together, so we got to figure this out. And
Now, I want to point out, Lauren is being professional and she is deciding to be the bigger person in this situation. I believe because she's being empathetic, because Jess is a woman. There are two black women on the very popular radio show. And in addition to that, I also think my girl Lauren, she want that spot. But I will say this, anybody who just goes out and they're basically, and I'm talking about Jessica, and she just goes live. Everybody was just so confused, like they just couldn't believe it. And another thing is people are asking, did she even go to the Breakfast Club managers? Because this is a management issue. This had nothing to do with, Lauren, because she was the person who asked Lauren to be there. So we're going to take a look at Jessica when she went on Instagram Live.
The Breakfast Club appears to be having internal troubles again. Regardless of her criticism, was expected.
And of course, this is coming from the
to
hype.
fill in for me for maternity leave. This woman every day. Every day. I don't have no reason to fucking hate on that girl. I don't. No, I didn't like her when I came back because I'm like, all right, what's going on? What's going on? She knew it. We had a conversation. Because the anger was misplaced. Nah, it ain't even you that I don't like. I'm realizing this is the way these niggas is doing shit up here that I don't like. Oh.
Again, I do believe because postpartum is a real thing and we have to address that. I believe that if maybe her hormones weren't up and down, her thoughts and her behavior might be a little bit more calmer. And I'll just say that.
Okay, got it. And y'all changing everything else, and I'm the only one that don't know. My goofy ass don't know nothing. I'm just coming to work every day, just zippity-doo-dah-day, and you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, take my name out that shit. Jess with the Mess is not at Breakfast Club. I'm Jess Hilarious up here. Fuck, I'm Jessica Moore up here. Jess with the Mess is not being done. Loren LoRosa.
And again, I want to give some context, for people who are like, what is she talking about? Jess with the Mess is a segment that the Breakfast Club wanted because that is what she portrayed on social media and she got a lot of views. So because they still want that social media audience and a lot of that age group and that demographic to come and listen to the radio on the YouTube channel, they thought that hiring her was a good thing. And again, I don't have a dog in the fight. But now, there's a lot of viewers who are saying, hey, that wasn't funny. And when Lauren came on the scene, she was breaking down the entertainment topics. So everybody's like, oh, okay, I like this. But she has a journalism background.
Is doing the shit. So that need to be her segment. I fought for that segment. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? While her fans and her people and the Breakfast Club people and the people in the comments, man, I'm not ready to sit up here and act like I don't see that shit. Are y'all crazy? One thing I ain't.
And another thing is DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God, according to them, based on this interview, they told Jess to ignore the comments. But Jess says she's not ignoring them, just like they can't ignore them. So here are some now callers from the show.
Because Lauren came.
Oh, who's this?
Hey, this is Odell from the Bronx.
Hey, Odell from the Bronx. Talk to us. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, Jess has a problem. Jess has a point. I'm on Jess' side because Lauren came in to fill in with her. And I love Lauren. And I love her segment and everything. But if y'all going to add it to the show legitimately. If she's a producer, let her keep playing the background.
Okay, thank you. She's not a producer, though, but not anymore. But thank you.
Well, no, she's still the senior news producer.
But she also does on air segment as well.
Here's the problem.
What?
We don't know what the hell she does. And that's what Jess is trying to say. We
Yes.
need the communication. That's all it is. I'm not, you know what? Let me shut up.
Hello, who's this?
Ooh, now y'all know that is messy. So based in this video, and if y'all was reading body language, let's go back. Lauren over here, she was getting a little frustrated because I believe she thought that viewer was going to be on her side because in the shade room comments, they are on her side. But you talking about, some people in the Bronx, they be like, nah, you ain't finna do my girl just like that. So then you see how DJ Envy was like, well, technically she is doing on air. Charlamagne the God was like, well, no, her title here is news producer. She was filling in. And now y'all taking that.
She's not a producer though, but not anymore. But thank you.
Well, no, she's still the senior news producer.
But she also does on air segment as well.
Here's the problem.
What?
We don't know what the hell she does, and that's what Jess is trying to say. We
Yes.
need the communication. It's the that's all it is. I'm not. You know what? Let me shut up.
Hello, who's this?
What going on, B Dog?
What's up? Talk to us.
Hey man, y'all doing a good job, right?
Hmm?
I agree with this, being that it wasn't clearly communicated what foreign role was going to be. At the same time, y'all don't need to be having no behind the scenes meeting. It's not professional, and just can't let the disturb her. You said yourself, when you were coming on, you negotiated your pay. You got the pay you wanted. You got the job you wanted. You got the baby. You might be dealing with a little postpartum, but everything's still good. Lauren is good. That's why I got her there.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, she's
So,
dealing with
what's the
postpartum.
problem?
You can see it because she's crying.
The internet?
I don't know how I feel about you diagnosing people with postpartum. I don't know.
Just go with it.
But I agree with you. You got to. Everybody got to stop listening to the comments.
Hello.
And my thing is this, and I'll be very honest with you. I've worked in corporate America, and this is not how you solve an issue with cast members. If you want me to be honest, the entire morning show, I don't even think that it should have been addressed. They need to have some human resource professionals, unless this is their ploy to get ratings and numbers. But I want you all to put your comments, because I have a lot, but I don't give my opinion. I want you to put your opinion in the comments. And again, if you have any more story tips that you want to give, please share. But again, this is Kamara. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.